my channel. Today we decided to do a podcast on tech topic, as we both engaged in IT, let's say. I'm doing masters in computer science and also working as assistant in a technical university. And you, what are you doing in your life?
What I'm doing, that's a good question. I decided to suffer and to do a PhD. I have a master degree in robotics, and now I decided to go for a PhD in human-machine interactions. And yes, can you give me back my toy?
Yes, it's nice. It is why today we're gonna talk about education. Whether it makes sense nowadays to study and to receive high education, like to do bachelor degree or master's degree. I did my bachelor degree like 2.5 years ago in informatics. Yeah, and now I'm doing masters. Quite. Yeah, there are some things that I will tell about it, but we decided to talk about this today. So, and you also did bachelor and master's, right? And which field was it?
So bachelor was in microtechnics and master same option robotics.
So did you feel some pushing from society that you need to do this bachelor or master, or how was it?
Yeah, no, I think it started. First I learned in high school. I had the opportunity to do this course, and it was called like technology or something like this. And then when I took this course, I realized that's what I wanted to do in life, like becoming an engineer. I didn't really know before that it exists as a job, because my parents, they were like working in different fields, and they didn't have so many friends in engineering. So I think it started like this, and then I don't know. Then I just followed the path to become an engineer. And here in Switzerland, the idea is that to have like bachelor or master degree. And I just went for master because I felt like I like to study this topic, so it was a good motivation for me to continue.
Yes, okay. It's nice, because for me it was a bit different. Probably in Ukraine it's more like we feel pressure from society, because mostly they say if you don't go to university and don't do bachelor masters, you will do only like hard work, physical hard work. You will not succeed in like, I don't know how to say, works where you use more your brains and your physical force. And I was not sure, as you were, like, that you want specific to do engineering. I was more like hesitating, and it was more advice from my parents to go and just try IT. It was like 2018, so it wasn't that big hype, at least in Ukraine, as it is now, but it was like starting to get more and more popular to pursue degree in informatics. So I got a try, and I think from my perspective I had some pressure from society, so I feel that many people, as I am, make a choice to do bachelor or masters just because of the pressure.
But you had pressure then to choose. It was more about choosing, how to say, the opposite of manual work.
No, actually I didn't have a choice, because there was just a choice between choose one degree or another, but I didn't have option not to go to university at all, because all people, for example, from my town or my school, like, who studied quite good, like average or higher than average, they all went to university, or at least technicum. So you don't have an option to not go to make a degree. I think it's a bit a problem, because you cannot go and do like apprenticeship or internship and then work as you can do it in Switzerland. So I just needed to choose any degree and still to go to university. But I think in the end, if I see it from perspective now, it was kind of good choice for me. Because you have a bit of social life, you get acquainted with different subjects, you develop a self-discipline. I don't know, like, what are key things that you got from your bachelor or master's, let's say, except knowledge? Because I still have doubts whether we receive a knowledge that we will use 100% at our work. Feel maybe I use 20% of my knowledge in my work right now. I work as assistant, but I do software development job. I feel that most of the things I learned at my first job that I use now, like maybe 20% of knowledge I use. Of course, self-discipline, like social skills and so on, they stayed with me. But but knowledge, I'm not sure whether it is like. How do you feel it? Do you feel that you use your knowledge from university every day, or at least how much percent how many percent you feel you use?
Yeah, I think the problem is when you start, okay, like for example, bachelor degree, it's already, so you choose a direction already in your study, but it still stay like quite general in terms of lectures you have. So yeah, just if you consider this, of course, in your job later on, it will be like more like targeted to a really specific topic.
Yes.
And I think for this reason, that's why we feel like we don't use all of our knowledge. It's because like this, for example, the bachelor prepare us for like a lot of different jobs, even if it's already narrowed down compared to all the jobs that exist in the world. But that's why I guess. But I think with master degree you already make it even more narrow again, because you can choose specification and so on.
Yes.
But for me that this university is more like developing maybe like discipline and to learn how to learn. Of course you learn some knowledge, you will use it and it's useful, but I think the most important is to learn how your brain works and how to learn faster. Because I believe that everybody can learn any topics, but the difference is mostly how much time you need to learn it.
Yeah, I think it's also about motivation. Whether this specific person has motivation to learn the subject. But if you don't feel that it's yours from the beginning, it doesn't really make sense. Yes, from benefits you can say that benefits of formal education, that you learn how to learn. But can we say then that it's waste of time, because you can learn how to learn in another way?
I guess there are two things. First of all, at least in Switzerland, people value a lot diploma. So even if you have a lot of knowledge, you will struggle at least to get the first job, because people will just base their judgment on the...
Sorry guys, we changed location because Charlie doesn't really like the previous setting. So let's see.
It's more user-friendly.
So wait, what we talked about? Was it waste of time or not formal education? What we can say in our case at least.
Yes. I think if you have enough discipline, you can learn a lot by yourself.
Yes.
But I think some people they like as well university because it's forcing them to go, like to wake up daily at the same time and to have a routine. I think it's helping to focus on learning something. But of course, amazing.
But when I was, you're right, because when I was applying to masters, not to bachelor, I studied bachelor 2 years, it was Corona, so I didn't have real communication with my, people of same age. We didn't go out often or something because it was Corona time. And masters I really wanted to enter, I remember from that time my first goal was that I could hang out with other students. We can exchange experience. I was romanticizing this studying atmosphere, so it's so cool to go to lectures. Yeah, as you described, to wake up, to make some notes on studies. Like, so I feel it's a bit exaggerated, at least now in Switzerland. This romantic atmosphere doesn't exist anymore. You come just for lessons for 2 hours, and then everyone goes on its own, and you don't really make friends. Let's say I might maybe just like 2 people that I could meet once more again for study. I wouldn't call them friends for now. So I didn't during masters. And during bachelor I have like one good friend that I still keep communication with. So it's maybe it's my experience because I'm this person. So, but I will say that I'm more introvert and Charlie is more extrovert. So you can judge from this perspective. It's true. So if you're like introvert, I don't know if I would recommend you. No, I would recommend yes.
Yeah, but what I notice is like there is when you arrive, at least when I was in Lausanne the first year, so you go out for the first time from your like village or hometown, and you meet all these new people with a lot of like good energy, motivation. It's for the first time in your life you spend a lot of time without your parents, and I think this brings like people try to make friends much easier the first year. And I feel like maybe like first year of master is a bit different because it depends on the university, but most of the people are already the group of friends, so it's a bit harder to join new groups. I think it's something important point to point out. That's it.
Yeah, maybe it's true, but for me it wasn't like I didn't came up first time without my parents to bachelor, so I had like already I don't know some experience spending time in summer camps or somewhere. So maybe for you it was more like you got out of your parents' house finally, and you could do could have some fun with parties and with meeting more people and so on. For me it was like I had already some freedom, so I wasn't really. Yeah, and what I say is that in Ukraine people, many students live in dormitory. Like conditions of dormitory are like awful. I didn't live in dormitory by myself. But I felt that students who from my group in bachelor who lived in dormitories, they were more friends together. Like they had, because every time they commuted together to university, from university, they did lessons together. They could hang out together and so on. So I felt that they have more good friendship and relations than I had as I lived like in a flat. So. It's for me, at least for me, it took more efforts to make friends with them because I needed to contact them. Hi guys, let's go there. So I was, even if I'm partly introvert, or I don't know, 70% introvert, I still was trying to reach people because I moved to another town. Or it also depends whether you move to town or not. Because if you move somewhere, it's also a cool experience because you can like travel around. And so even if it's like another country, it's great. And yes, yeah. But now I know that you, for example, you do PhD, so you don't really have courses. But I feel that if you're really interested in a topic, you really can like learn it by yourself. You can devote a few days even during like a work or something to learn a particular topic. You feel that this skill came to you during your bachelor and masters, or you already like had it before and it was just I don't know, maybe you strange needs during masters or bachelor.
What do you mean?
Is it you like easy to learn things you don't know? Think you Google it and you really can devote your time learning it. Like it's self-learning, right? So you had it before, or you gained it during the master?
My willing.
It's not your willing, like easiness to learn. So you can devote 2 days to learn some things. So. Even now, when you're just doing PhD, you can learn.
If I learn easily, more easily than before.
No, the skill to learn.
Yes.
Is it from master or bachelor, or you were always like able to learn?
But I think it became easier and easier over time. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, like maybe the first years of bachelor, like I think that's a big difference compared to high school where you have a lot of freedom in terms of. No, it's the opposite. Like it's really strict in terms of like homework and so on. People check on you what you are doing and so on. In university, you can skip lectures like nobody will care. And I think that maybe first year was like probably the hardest because you don't know what to expect, and the exams were at the end of the semester, so it's hard to know your level before that, and and then you learn as well, like the hard way, I guess, and but yeah, it's getting easier. I think as well there is this idea that I like to think about, that knowledge is like a spider net. And when you learn a new topic, for example, it's at the end it's always connected to other knowledge. And of course, the more you learn, the more you can connect things easily together, and the faster you learn. It's like you can reuse some concept that you learn in other fields, to understand faster some concept, I guess.
It's true. But as we talked about, this like now that you meet new people and so on, sometimes I feel that a formal education could be just a waste of time, because you have really broad amount of subjects that you don't use at your work. You like got experience, you learn how to learn or something, but this knowledge is useless because it goes away if you don't use it. For example, I don't remember already what I learned in like first year of bachelor. Maybe somewhere in my mind there are these skills, but if you ask me, I wouldn't recall what I learned, because it's like really broad amount that you cannot hold if you don't use it every day. So as you told, the bachelor is more broad, and sometimes I felt it's how to say, waste of time, and you do some things just to get a mark after your exam. Even now at bachelor, I have some subjects that I do like just for mark. I don't feel that I will use them. I try to convince myself that I develop my logic. If it's like mathematical subject, that I become more smarter, more resistant to hard circumstances. I feel that if I need to learn something at my work, like hard topics, I will learn it much faster, much easier than it was before, because I was pushing me so hard in this subject so I can learn it faster there and there. But in the end, you don't do things that you like 100%, because there are some tough subjects, and I'm sure you also had them that you didn't like them at all. But you're pushing yourself because, I need this degree, I need this mark, it's very important, I think it's like a bit artificial importance, or let's say like this.
And if I can jump on that, I think this kind of study brings as well like a kind of structure in terms of which lecture are interesting for your field. Like for example, it's really easy. Like right now, if you for example you want to learn how to program in Python, for example, you can check on, for example, YouTube like tutorials about learning Python. I think it's quite easy. But the problem is then, like, if you want to become like an engineer or developer, you have some other field that you have to learn to strengthen your knowledge, and this is maybe the task that is not so easy. What should I learn? What I don't need to learn? Like, what are the boundaries of the knowledge that I need the best to fulfill these requirements? That's why as well university comes useful. The professor gather and select for you like the interesting lectures for the different jobs.
If the professor is interesting, if professor reached a lot in his work, and if he is really tries to give the students useful information, it's if you choose like universities with high ranking, that it's hard to get there. more likely you will have these professors that are really motivated, you will be inspired. It was what I have now in Switzerland, that I know whatever subject I choose, the professor will be for sure interesting person, and for sure will have some experience. It doesn't matter for 100% that he will teach his lesson really nice, because there are still difference between good teachers, good people, and good workers. So these professors can be good workers, good, for example, PhD students, that they can really concentrate on their thesis, get information, but they can be bad in teaching, because I still think that teaching is really how to say skill. It's really skills that you cannot get it just from nothing. I don't know, it should be also your passion to teach, to be able to give the student information in the way that they can be interested in it, they can remember it, and that you open some, I don't know, some thoughts in them that they were never thinking about it. So in Switzerland, I feel it's maybe let's say 70% of teachers, of subjects that I had, the teachers were able to teach, and they were interesting, let's say, and 30% maybe just very interesting, and
Talk about the pedagogical aspect.
Yes. So it's also about luck. I will finish and you will say what you want, because I feel that in Ukraine it was 30% good teachers, interesting personalities, and people, you were all kind. They were all kind. So I feel that in Ukraine we had more individualized approach. For example, if student came without assignment, the teacher will ask, "No, why you're without assignment? Please bring your assignment. Please do something, Because in Ukraine we have this human pattern. And here, even you ask something about, I don't know, your success in exam or something. No, we will send the mark to your administration. Don't do. They will not tell you anything. They will not give you feedback.
After an exam,
At least after an exam. But in Ukraine we had more assignments during the semester, so our mark wasn't dependent only on exam. Here it's 100% exam. But tell about pedagogical. How it sounds.
Like gel.
Yes. Pedagogical.
Yes, I'm not sure anymore.
Okay, teaching aspect. How was it from your experience? Did you have some how to say it? Some persons you get inspired by, some role models?
Yeah, I guess as you say, you have both teachers who are good technically and some others who are good in terms of pedagogy, and some of course who are both good at both or even bad at both.
Yes.
But I think that's the problem here comes from the academical system itself, in the sense that to become professor, first you need PhD, and for that you have to work on the field, bring new knowledge to the field. So here they don't really push the person to learn how to teach. It feels like they still push the PhD student to present their work, because you are at the end the scientific community needs to better understand.
Yes.
They need to understand enough the work to validate it.
Yes.
And at the end to become professor, the most important things is the number of publications, because the university, they gain in popularity depending on the popularity of their professors. So sometimes maybe they watch less the pedagogical approach of the professor compared to his technical performance, I'd say. I think it's a perfect aspect of this approach. But again, it feels like now in Lausanne they had this every semester you gave grades to the professor.
To the course, not to the professor. Right?
Yeah, to the course itself.
But they take it into account, you think? Because personally, I never graded. I don't know what to give.
I think the point is, even if the grade was really bad, they couldn't.
Change
the university couldn't really do anything except contacting the professor and telling him to try to adapt. But at the end, it's up to the professor to do it or not. So it's not really. But it's good already that they have a tool to at least to record that and to send feedback.
But one course I had this semester, I don't know, the final mark was like 2.2 or 3.3 out of 5, I think. So like the teacher was asking us in the end why we voted like this. I didn't vote personally because I like the course, so I could like. But my group mates were really not happy with teachers' knowledge. And during the lectures, they were arguing a lot. One thing that also important that in Switzerland people come to masters really consciously decided that they need to do masters. Because in Ukraine you just pursue it after bachelor, you don't do any like breaks. After bachelor it's like decided to go to master. Or you just keep working but you never will return to master if you start working. At least it works like this in Ukraine. But it's similar to your story because you pursued masters just directly after bachelor, right? So what I wanted to say that in Ukraine people are younger doing masters and bachelor. They don't have work experience because we come directly to school. From school to university, and in Switzerland people like older because they already have some work experience and they think, oh, I need to learn something, or I feel that for my work I need some more knowledge, and they're like more conscious, and that is why level of teaching should be much higher because students often like in every lecture I had they argue with teachers. I don't know if you had this as well.
I think it's more especially true for like applied university science. Like EPF or ETH, I think it's different. People start directly
after
from high school.
Yes.
They have no former experience.
Okay, yeah, I just follow this another way. Yeah.
But you're right. In this case, of course, it's even harder for professor to. They need good skills. Otherwise, yes. That's a really good point.
And this is the benefit of formal education because you can meet in 4 years so big amount of interesting people that you wouldn't meet in real life in these 4 years. For example, if you continue self-learning, so you have access to a big amount of people who are in your field, reach some success, smart, and you can like judge in terms of 20 years whether I would like to be like this person in 20 years or not. Like, is it my passion or not? So you can also, of course, always quit if you don't feel that it's your thing. So formal education gives, I think, opportunity also to try out and to understand whether it's yours or not. Even if you spend like time on it, like at least half a year, I think you need to understand once you are there, once you see the subjects. But if you judge, if you compare formal education to self-learning, I would say that formal education still requires a big percentage of self-learning. What do you think? Because you have also some projects that you do during the semesters. For example, in masters I have 3 projects, like project 1, project 2, and masters. And during bachelor I also had like 3 projects that I needed to do by myself, of course, advising my advisor, but mostly it's like you study by yourself. Yes. So it's also a big amount of self-learning. What do you think?
Maybe what the difference is, it's self-learning during the process of the project itself, but when you reach the end you have the feedback on your project when you are in this context of university approach. And I think this feedback is what is interesting for you at the end for the next project. Maybe if you try to learn by yourself, it's maybe a bit harder to have this feedback because you don't have like professor to ask. You will maybe learn it by yourself by doing mistakes, but it maybe takes a bit longer time to realize, to learn.
But I would say that with this project, I meant more like things that even if you prepare for a specific subject, I don't know, during bachelor we have more assignments to do during the semester, right? So we do all this by ourselves. It's also like self-work, but also more with students engaging. Sometimes you can work in team. It's also nice because it develops some skills that you can use in your work further. What do you think?
Can you repeat?
That during semester you also study, you prepare assignment, and so it's also self-work. Self-learning, let's say. So you kind of
During the project?
No, during, for example, you have subject, you have assignments that you need to do. Not project, assignment.
What is assignment?
Like homework, I don't know.
Okay.
Like task to give for mark and so on.
Yeah.
So you also do it by yourself, so it's also self-learning.
Yeah.
The teacher kind of directs you in topic, he tells you about topic and so on, but in the end you still learn it by yourself, the stuff.
Yeah, of course, like the teacher is here to help the learning, but at the end you have to be the one who reads and tries and fails to be able to retain the information.
Yes.
Otherwise you will just lose it, I guess.
Yeah, let's talk about...
But maybe it's as well nice, such exercises to highlight what you didn't understand, and then you can ask questions to professor the day after.
Yes, it is why like professors, they told should be like really, I don't know, have high knowledge in the topic, really deep knowledge, that they can advise you on different things, and they should be always in pace, going in the same pace as the world goes, to know about the latest technologies and what is in use, and not telling you about like outdated technologies or something. I wanted to ask, what do you think from employer's perspective, if people afterwards really motivated to work, to earn, and so on, what would be more appreciated, the self-learning or education?
Or when?
Like after university, let's say you want to get employed, or you decided to self-learn, I don't know, you used some additional courses in the internet, or I don't know how you structured your self-learning in specific language. What employer will appreciate more, like your university degree, or you said you are like very motivated to self-learn, you like also, this.
Yeah, I think
if you would be employer, or what is it from your experience? Was your employer told you, Charlie, it's so nice you did this degree, be like amazing, we want to take you with this degree?
Yes. Yeah, I think for sure employers like people who are eager to learn and who have this facility to absorb new knowledge, because it means they are more flexible. They could jump from one position to another faster.
You mean self-learning people?
Yes, self-learning people. I think it's a nice skill to have.
So you would hire them first?
Compared to the one with the diploma? Or?
Yes. You wouldn't hire yourself?
I think I would not base my choice only on that. Because,
Okay, it makes sense which skills you have. For job.
I think, but like self-learning, it's probably related to like the motivation of the worker as well. It's good to have motivated people for sure. Yes.
Then yes, I think we talked about many aspects of formal education and self-learning. From my perspective, I would say that when I work in the same time as I do now, and I push to my degree, it's very hard to find proper motivation to study, because in work you receive your money now, you're happy now, you can use them now. It's financial freedom is like one of the top things that you have in life, because I don't know, your own money gives you much more freedoms than when it's like support from your parents. You feel more free to do things, to travel, to buy stuff, to to afford many things, right? And studying is like you need to understand in your mind that it will bring you benefit, but in maybe few years. So it's not now.
Investment in the future.
Yeah. It's like even it's like if you compare to normal investing, you don't receive now something good, but you will receive it farther. So I would say that you should start working as later as possible. Otherwise, it's really hard to motivate yourself. Or if you have good motivation, it's also really nice to work honestly, because you already can see what expects you in the field. In Switzerland, it's really nice that you have ability to work in university during the study. I work, for example, 40% in university. And it's also like real world projects, some innovation things that you don't have normally access in university. I would say also good benefits that with your advisor, and if you're like smart enough in topic, you can work on topics that normally industries don't have yet, because it's just university, it's something really new. So you have access to like let's say secret information in your field. And also what you are working on, it's not that many companies work on. It's like in your PhD, for example, it's also an interesting thing. So what would you advise for people who are doubting whether to go? For example, they have a job offer. Let's say in Switzerland you can have job offer after like school to do apprenticeship with company. And they plan to work or to go directly to do some bachelor degree or something. But in Switzerland it will not really work, because if you do apprentice you cannot really enter university, because in this school where I study, let's say it's another country, it's not Switzerland, but people still hesitating about pursuing degree or go to work or to be freelance IT, for example.
Yeah, I guess if you have motivation and learning capabilities, I guess you should favorize going further in the studies, because it would be always useful and beneficial.
In terms of experience.
Yes.
Even if you don't earn more after this, I don't know. But experience that you gain is really valuable in terms of friends. I personally don't have many connections, as I told you, from university, but your connections, a lot of them are from university, right? Like good friends, friends of friends, so on. And we could say that we met just because thanks for your degree.
Yes. Yes, exactly. Yeah, because it feels like when you go to university, so you go from like high school where like a lot of different personalities and people with different interests are together. So your friends there at the time, it's like not the same as the friendship you have at university, where you have with people who look similar to, who have similar interests than you.
In profession, at least.
Yeah, in profession, and it's quite often correlated to life goals as well, I would say. And when you meet these people, like you create really deep friendship with them, because you have like you do really a lot of
if you're extrovert.
Yeah, I think I considered myself as introvert as well at the time, so it was like
okay.
Or especially in engineering, you have a lot of introverted people, or especially in informatics. And I think two introverts can as well match together. Like, I don't know, there is always a way.
Okay, yes. And you know this topic that we talked about, that if you meet person and you know that she didn't or he didn't do university degree, no, you don't even know, you can feel that this person is less interesting to communicate. Like, I don't know why it is like this. That if you see that person didn't have degree, didn't study anything, it's like less interesting person in life, even to communicate with or something.
Yes.
Why you think it is so?
Yes, that's true. I guess it's like I think one of the reasons is that you learn not only it's not only about the knowledge you acquire, but as well you are mixed with like so many people, more especially if you're in universities, like so many people from around the world. You kind of develop this you get closer to this universal way of thinking, and you detach yourself from maybe your hometown like beliefs and so on, and
you detach yourself from, also, sorry for interrupting, from people you always communicate with. You have bigger circle, and your experiences and your experiences make you more interesting, because you like you have more things to talk about with other people. Your brain starts works differently.
And I feel as well it's like related to the because it's not so always easy to put yourself in so much stress at university and so on. And I think you become friends with other people, with your classmates, easier because you suffer together, because of the same like teacher, of like same exams and so on. And this suffering brings people together. I think it's a very important reason why you create some friends.
So, thank you for watching us today. We really try to talk about our experiences, about benefits of pursuing formal education and self-learning, and hope it was useful for you as well. So, if you have any questions, you can ask in comments, and yeah, we will be happy if you support us with like and subscription. Thanks a lot. It was Mia and
Ciao.
bye.
Bye.